Hey, what is going on, crypto people? Excuse me. It is the Crypto Siege with another day in the life and the crazy life that is the digital asset space. Happy Monday. Yes, happy Monday to you. Man, the weekend was interesting. Bitcoin did its thing. Boy, did Ethereum. Wow. Did it really skyrocket? It's going to be a very interesting time for Ethereum, I think, in this bull run. Yeah, so shout out to BC Backer. He did a video today. And who else? Jungle Inc. Listen to him today as well. Really good stuff. We'll go over that a little bit. But for me, the news of the day for sure is Greg Kidd on the channel Global ID on YouTube shared his thoughts and opinions on the Ripple versus the SEC lawsuit. And I got to tell you, finally, for me, someone is willing to tell the real deal, to tell it like it really is. And we mentioned this a couple of days ago, on the bigger picture, and he spells it out. And I absolutely love the way that he did it. So we're going to get into that today as well, or tonight as well. And I'm really excited about that. It's going to be a really cool thing. And before we get into that, I'm excited to share a little bit in the beginning. I'm going to talk a little bit about the early testers for our product launch. I'm really excited about that. But I will keep it very real, and that this channel, in respect to people coming in here to get the digital asset news about XRP, I won't be answering any questions or anything, just stuff like that in reference to our product launch. So I put the email in the chat, and if you want to learn more about it, you can definitely reach out and we can talk for sure then. All right, guys, really looking forward to sharing this Greg Kidd video. Hopefully we'll get it to play without getting the ring of death. But boy, Greg Kidd laid it down, and I'm excited to share it with you guys. So let's get in. Yeah, happy Monday, fam. How is everyone doing? Hope everyone is doing great, doing outstanding. What a good time, what a crazy time to be in digital asset space. I am absolutely excited about it. Hopefully this latency is going to work well. Hopefully we'll get the internet to work as well and cooperate as well. But guys, let me tell you, Greg Kidd laid it down. I'm excited that he did do that. Really cool. I'm going to talk a little bit about Jungle Link's video earlier today. He had an interesting point of view. I like it. We shall see how it goes. But overall, Greg Kidd definitely stole the show today. So we're gonna talk about that, and hopefully we'll get this video to play. If you haven't seen the video, yeah, do you want to check it out? It's about 54 minutes, somewhere along those lines. I listen to every single second of it. The first 49 minutes, just straight fire. Like, wow. Really cool. And I just love some of the analogies and examples that he gave. And I just think it is so on point. So if you have not seen that video, if it doesn't work out well playing here, I'll make sure that I get the link or something so you guys can check it out on your own. But yeah, laying out the big picture, I think, is massive, for us to really understand the bigger picture. And he didn't hold any punches, right? So I think that is very cool to see as well. Let's see what's going on in the market. Then I'm going to do a little bit on my product launch. And again, guys, just out of respect for those who came here for crypto, I'm not going to cover any questions, but I will leave my email if you have more questions, if you're about what we're doing in weight management and lifestyle. Okay, so BTC is $31,474. Ethereum is $1,027. Yeah, it's almost at its all-time high already. Interesting to see XRP is at 23.8 cents. It's going up. Oh my goodness. 24 hours is up 4%. Interesting to see that. Polkadot's under $10 now, $9.51. Bitcoin Cash, I feel like it was just $300 and something dollars. It's $400 now. Wow. And Cardano's at 22 cents. Binance Coin's at $40. Wow. Link's at $13.50. I'm going to hold on as much as I can before I roll that over into XRP. Stellar Lumens is at 16.5. Bitcoin's, and that's not financial advice. I'm certainly not telling you what to do with your money. You got to do what you think is best. I'm just kind of sharing for you and your family. I'm just sharing my journey in the digital asset space. Tron, what in the world? Sell token. It's got a little bit of a pullback. It was over $6. It's at $5.96 now. Oh my goodness. And to think that this thing was less than 15 cents in the year of 2020, in January, I think even in March, the thing was still less than 20 cents. Holy wow. But shout out to VeChain and Reserve Protocol for all of my friends out there in the world that got some of that RSR. Where am I at? I mean, wow. I mean, RSR got over 3 cents. VeChain finally broke its quote unquote all-time highs. Finally, it did that. So we're absolutely excited about that. All right, guys, let me do this real quick because I'm really, really excited about sharing this with you guys. I'm going to show some before and after pictures from some testers. Hopefully this will work. It's always what's the word? It's always a challenge for me, but I'm going to show some before and after pictures. I'm going to leave my email and hopefully everything will work fine. Yeah, so I'm really, really excited about this. So, all right, guys, let's see. Let's get it up. All right, awesome. Now, I know we got a little bit of delay, so let me see something over here on what we got going on here. Excellent connection, it says. But I don't see a video. Excellent collection. I'm just trying to check out the stream real quick, guys, and hopefully this works. It's good to see you guys. Rasheen B. Wealthy is in the building. What's good, bro? Bro, XRP is here. We're winning without question. Devon Steve is here. What's good, bro? Molly is in the building. All right. Devon Steve is here. Let me see who else checked in. Legendary is here. AM is in the building. Makes sense. I have them in Devon. Okay. Very good. Bro, XRP, what's up, bro? Guru James bought 1,500 more XRP today. Yeah, I hear you, bro. It's hard to beat 4 for $1 and almost 5 for $1. It's kind of hard to beat it. It really, really is. Now let me see if I can make this work. Forgive me for my lack of skills here, but I'm thinking that's working pretty good. Yeah. Let's see. Now let's see if I can make this work. Let's see if I can make this work. Just see if I can make this work. All right, let's see if that worked. I think it did. Hold on 1 second. I think I got to do one more thing. Okay. Let me try it again. Miss Crypto C, she just loves to make fun of me. So this is one of her testers, and this is a good friend of ours. This is 30 days or less. It's pretty cool. I absolutely love it takes advantage of the fat browning process. We're the only ones to actually get it to put it in production, which I love. It's really, really cool. And this is 30 days or less of our friend Jennifer. This is another one, 30 days or less. Look at this, the back and the front there. Because that the biggest deal is that white fat for ladies is kind of in the bra area, belly, and hips. This is a different body style, all completely together, which is I love because it's weight management and lifestyle. It's not weight loss, right? So it covers all body styles. This is a lady who actually owns a fitness gym, which is really, really, really interesting. And you could tell the difference in there, right? You could tell that, right, she owns a place, and so she obviously does some stuff as well. But look at that. And you can tell the difference in the back there again, taking advantage of that fat browning process for white fat, brown fat is hugely, hugely important, and so cool that we were able to get that. All right, let me see. Okay, do that. Yep, this is an older, an older lady. Okay, I don't want to say her age, but older lady. You can see the difference there, right? Before and after, left and right. And my guy, oh, I love this because, this is a guy, his exercise is kind of walking, right? So 30 days or less, kind of, you can see the difference there. And I think that is hugely, hugely important. So there that is there, guys. I wanted to share that with you guys. Appreciate your patience for letting me share. So I'm going to, let me put my email in here for you guys. If you want to reach out, if you want to learn more about that weight management lifestyle line, what the heck is that? POTO crypt. My goodness. CRYPTO. They're all in for life, says Ken Sen. Breaking news. Gordon Cole says to get on the Twitter. What's that about, bro? XRP. All right, there's my email, guys. Thanks again for your patience. Again, I don't want to cover any kind of questions about, what the whole thing is and all that stuff. Out of respect, this is a crypto channel. So there's my email if you guys want to learn more. Do not hesitate to reach out. But I do love, we just got ours in today. And I love that they come in these little packs like this, right? And so they come in these little packs like this. I think is genius in motion. Absolutely loved it. This is the afternoon one right before lunch. And you just pop it on your tongue and that's it, like a pixie stick. This is the morning one. It's a collagen powder, and it's not the typical bovine collagen. It's actually the next level collagen. It's two different ones. Put this in your coffee, your milk, your juice, your cereal, whatever you do kind of in the morning, liquid wise, milk, juice, coffee, tea, cereal. That one, I love it. And then it's the nighttime one as well. So for me, I get to replace some of those 16 bottles of supplement pills that I have in some of the 5 powders that I have as well. So absolutely love that. So, all right, guys. So let's get into the digital asset space and what is going on with Greg Kidd. First, let me ask, who saw the Greg Kidd thing today? Who saw the Greg Kidd thing today on Global ID on YouTube? Anybody see that? What's going on, A. Joseph C? Who saw that? Did you guys see it? Music Bigs, Moriarty is in the building. Moriarty. I love it. Anybody? Music Big. You got these question marks behind everyone. What's going on, bro? What's going on, my friend? Why the question marks? XRP to the moon, Link to the moon, Algo to the moon. What's going on? Indeed, Victor P. Sure did. A. Joseph C. said it did not. Oh, bro, XRP did not. Legendary did not. Leo __ crypto did. What's going on, Leo? Good to see you. Victor P is here. Holly Molly says she saw it as well. Love it. I gotta tell you, man, I was just so I don't know what's the word. I was just happy to hear someone just say it like it is. Not necessarily going for body blows and trying to be mean or nasty towards the SEC, but to really just speak it like it is, to just tell it the way it is. And ultimately, for me, that was the deal. Ultimately, that was the deal, right? And so, I forgot to mention something. I'll mention that later. Ultimately, that was really, really, really the deal, right? Just say it like it is, right? And I mean, obviously, this is from his perspective. But again, guys, this dude is a former regulator. Hi, I bought Charlie's bags. I haven't seen you in a while, my friend. Good to see you. All right, good to see you, my friend. Tim Sullivan said, I just bought quite a bit more XRP yesterday. Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. Remind me to bring up BC Backer's video that he did. I believe he did it today. Good stuff as always. Good stuff as always from BC Backer. So I'm going to try and share it. I did take some notes in some minutes. Hopefully I can share it with you. But my take from what he said is ultimately, a couple of things that spoke out to me was this idea of the SEC trying to kind of prove for them that they're the ones that's going to regulate this space versus another regulator like FinCEN or someone else, right? Absolutely calling them out for their last minute, last second, 12th hour, if you will, enforcement. Absolutely call them out on that. And I love that he did go there about that. Again, this is a former regulator himself, right? And so you got another former regulator calling out the SEC, in particular Clayton, and what they did, and I think that is massive. I hope none of you guys are paying any attention to what Mike Novogratz has to say. I hope literally you pay no attention to that dude. But anyway, let's see if we can go over some stuff. I got some minute 34, minute 37. It's some stuff that I think is really, really important to kind of hear, and we'll talk about. But again, for me, just the big picture, right? The big picture from a guy who is a former regulator from the Federal Reserve, right? It's hugely important, guys, to realize that. Alex D Vlogs is in the building. What's good, bro? Happy New Year to you, bro. Good to see you on the stream today. Over 50-something people on the stream already. Greg Kidd finally tells it like it is. And boy, oh boy, did he ever. Really, really good stuff. Hey, Ken Sims, good to see you. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Let's see if we can't play some of this from this Greg Kidd thing here. Let's see if we can play it without getting the dead ring of silence. Let's see if we can't do that. All right. Apparently, Global ID is starting their own podcast, and this is episode 1 of said podcast. There's the channel there. Global ID. Come on. All right, let me see. You got that. All right, I'm going to get rid of this. I don't need that anymore. And I don't need this anymore. And hopefully that will help. All right, so we're going to go to minute 34. And let's listen to Greg. I mean, let me minute 34 is really, really important, but let me start. Let me do this.
Welcome to the first, I would say, impromptu
full interview. Oh, it's 2 years ago. Someone's listening to me, and all I keep getting now is Jay Clayton and SEC stuff on my YouTube feed. Are you kidding me? Come on. I don't even have my wife.
new episode of our new podcast with
It ain't gonna work.
Impromptu in that, there was some big news right before the holidays, which we'll get into in a second. Why don't we start off with you, Greg? Do you want to just take a second and introduce yourself?
Thanks, Alec. Hi, I'm Greg Kidd. I'm the CEO of Global ID, which works on self-sovereign identity that's portable. And I'm also the co-founder of Hard Yakka, which is a investment company that invests in what we call the sovereignty stack, projects that put people at the center of the universe and build around that, as opposed to top-down structures where people are under corporations or governments. That's our investment thesis.
Very cool. Okay, so let's just get right into it. As I'm sure a lot of you already know, right before the Christmas holiday, the SEC launched.
All right, we got to go over this news from Holly Molly. You said this on Twitter. This might be a little more important than hold on. This might be a little bit more important than Greg Kidd right now. We got to see what's going on here. What happened? Let me go over this. Let me see. Holly Molly, breaking news from the U.S. Treasury OCC on Twitter. Holly Molly, what is the breaking news? Please share. It says, allowing U.S. banks to use public blockchains and dollar stablecoins as a settlement infrastructure in the U.S. financial system. So this is not about hold of custody. Is that new? Banks can act as nodes on a blockchain or conduct payments using stablecoins. The USOCCC said Monday. It's official. We are winners. Real news or fake news? I heard that news on a BTC channel. Okay, so which one was it on Twitter, Holly? Was it the U.S. Treasury on Twitter or the OCC? Let's go read it together. Algo is pumping, went up 2 cents. Holly Molly, which Twitter feed was it on? Was it on the U.S. Treasury or OCC? Yeah, that would be breaking news if XRP was at 35 cents. Oh, my daughter has a ride home. Just leave the front door open. Okay, I can do that. Did she say? All right, I'm going to have to just go look and see myself. U.S. Treasury? I don't even know. Let's see. On Twitter, USTRESURY. U.S. Treasury Department. Let's try that one. I don't. Help me out, Holly Molly. Where can I look to find this? I don't see it anywhere. Does this say unofficial Department of Treasury keeps update on what's going on? Okay, that's not the one. Coindesk.com had an article. Coindesk. Oh, Tim was just kidding about 35 cents. All right, let's see. Let me just go to regular Twitter. Someone will probably have it. Let's see what's going on here. I mean, it won't take long. It won't take long to find that. That is breaking news for sure. All right. What is going on here? Breaking news. Oh, from Jeremy Allaire. Okay, let's do it. Let's go. Here it is right here. Let's go over this. Says OCC.gov news. Okay, I'm going to share this with you guys here in a second, but Jeremy Allaire was pretty excited about it. So let's take a look at this and see what is going on. Federally chartered banks. I'll make sure this is new stuff. All right, let's see. Wow. Guys, 100 people on the stream. This could be breaking news. This might be some really, if Jeremy Allaire is saying something on it, let's see. Breaking news from the U.S. Treasury OCC, the largest United States banking regulator, regulator with new guidance allowing U.S. banks to use public blockchains and dollar stable coins as a settlement infrastructure in the United States financial system. He says this is a huge win for crypto and stable coins. The new interpretive letter establishes that banks can treat public chains as infrastructure similar to SWIFT, ACH, and FedWire, and stable coins like USDC as electronic stored value. The significance of this can't be understated. Decentralized, permissionless, open source, and internet mediated software is literally becoming the foundation for not just the United States financial system, but the global economy. We are on a path towards all major economic activity being executed on chain. It is tremendous to see such forward-thinking support from the largest regulator of national banks in the United States. Okay. This paves the way for the use of leading dollar digital currencies such as USDC as a mainstream payment medium for all forms of payments and settlement, and helps puts the United States in a leadership position in embracing the power of blockchains. He's excited. Beyond payments and settlement, and unlike legacy settlement mediums, public chains combine transactions and compute, enabling a radically new modes of financial and commerce apps to be built. It also sets the stage for more regulated financial institutions to run blockchain nodes and even become validators. Whoa. This is a huge way to start 2021, the year that crypto and stable coins go mass market. Well, there it is. That is some interesting stuff right there. Huh. You know, I always had this suspicion about what is going on with freaking USDC and algo. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting stuff. Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. Bro, XRP is excited about this. Is all this good or bad news? It's great news. It's really, really great news. The official 9-page document. What's going on, XRP in my pants? Bullish news, says Akil Chambers. He feels like it's bullish. I bought Charlie's back. So yeah, that's the one they were talking about on our Mitch Ray's channel. All right, let's go over this letter for ourselves. Man, this kind of interrupts Greg Kidd's thing. Let's go over this. Straight from the OCC's mouth right here. Federally chartered banks and thrifts may participate in independent node verification networks and use stablecoins for payment activity. The Office of the Comptroller of Currency today published a letter clarifying national banks and federal savings associations' authority to participate in independent node verifications networks, INVN, and use stablecoins to conduct payment activities and other bank permissible functions. While governments in other countries have built real-time payment systems, the United States has relied on our innovation sector to deliver real-time payments technologies. Some of those technologies are built and managed by bank consortia, and some are based on independent node verification networks such as blockchains, said Acting Comptroller of the Currency Brian Brooks. The President's Working Group on Financial Markets recently articulated a strong framework for ushering in an era of stablecoin-based financial infrastructure, identifying important risks while allowing those risks to be managed in a technology agnostic way. Our letter removes any legal uncertainty about the authority of banks to connect to blockchains as validator nodes and thereby transact stablecoin payments on behalf of customers who are increasingly demanding the speed, efficiency, interoperability, and low costs associated with these products. Well, I guess for mass adoption, that's cool, because the banks will be able to hop onto these nodes. I'm not exactly a fan of doing something with the bank, but it will certainly help with bringing on mass adoption. The agency letter concludes a national bank or federal savings association may validate, store, and record payment transactions by serving as a node on an INVN. Likewise, a bank may use INVNs and related stablecoins to carry out other permissible payment activities. In deploying these technologies, a bank must comply with applicable laws and safe and sound and fair banking practices. Engaging in the INVN within the federal banking system may enhance the efficiency, effectiveness, and stability of payments activities and achieve the benefits of real-time payments already enjoyed in other countries. For example, such activities may be more resilient than other payment networks because of the decentralized nature of the INVNs, which allows a comparatively large number of nodes to verify transactions in a trusted manner. An INVN also limits tampering or adding inaccurate information to the database because information is only added to the network after consensus is reached among the nodes validating the information. Banks must also be aware of potential risks when conducting these related activities, including operational, compliance, and fraud. New technologies require enough technical expertise to ensure banks can manage these risks in a safe and sound manner. Banks have experience with managing such risks, which are similar to those of electronic activities expressly permitting for banks, including providing electronic custody services, acting as a digital certification authority, and providing data processing services. Among the compliance risks, banks should guard against potential money laundering. Okay. All right. So that is the word there. Okay. I got it. And that's cool. And I think that will help certainly with the whole mass adoption thing, because I think it's still speaking to, we need to bring more people into space, just even if it starts in the stable coin route, right? Even if it starts there, I mean, that's what Alex Mashinsky talks about all the time. Even if it starts in the stable coins, that's a good way to kind of get them into crypto. That is a good way to kind of get them into crypto. Home-based income. How are you, my friend? Good to see you on the stream tonight, miss. So, I mean, I get it. I mean, I can see why Jeremy Allaire is excited, right? I can see why he's excited. I mean, he has a stable coin, right? They've been tweaking it. I've always thought it was odd that they keep continuing to tweaking and improving upon their stable coin. And this is perhaps the reason why. So John Doe is in the building. What's going on, my friend? I traded my algo for ETH. I hear you. I hear you, bro. I hear you. I'm about to trade some stuff and kind of rebalance, if you will, the portfolio. So, I mean, it is good news, Tim Sullivan, I think, in terms of, helping with mass adoption. I mean, this is something that, again, there is going to be a part of the society that is just the only thing they understand is in trusting the bank. The only thing they understand is, quote unquote FDIC, which is just an illusion. But again, if they kind of look to do the thing with, stable coins, if they kind of get in that space that way, that's great. If they enter the space that way, that is cool. I signed the petition. Yeah, I definitely did sign that petition. Holly Molly is saying interoperability. Yeah, I mean, with these banks and stuff being able to do some nodes and stuff, I think that will be validators, right? I think that will be great. Yeah, I don't know about, I don't know. I would think, I would go on the good guy's side. I bought Charlie's bags. If he would have done something before he left years earlier. So, I mean, I get it. That's breaking news in a lot of ways, but so, I mean, I think it's good for the banks and it's great for stable coins. We'll see what the banks do in terms of other cryptos. That's going to be interesting to see. Yeah, algo just pumped from 40 cents to 45 cents, right? Because, a lot of the algo rand and USDC is a really big thing. It really feels like that. I'm glad I got some of that algo early on. Solving the race problem says this is a very exciting time. Ricardo Jean Felipe, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. Breaking news. Did it just go from 40 to 45 cents? That's pretty cool. I'm doing some staking on that algo too, so I kind of like that. That'd be great. So, I mean, guys, I get it. That is some cool stuff for sure. Let me do this and keep that there and do that. Let's do this. Let me try again to play Mr. Greg Kidd. This might just be a bad time for internet. Hold on a second, guys. I hope you guys, I don't know. I hope you guys got a nice diversified bag. Oh, I'm not doing that. Hope you guys got a nice diversified bag.
Like how I would run Ripple if I was king, but I wasn't king. I had a role. Chris and Brad have done what Chris and Brad do, and other people like yourself have all played their role over the years. And everybody can quibble, coulda, shoulda, woulda done, like Monday morning quarterback. But that's a lot different than just throwing the whole company and all its investors, and possibly the whole industry, under the bus. That's a sad situation.
Yeah, I talked to one ex-Rippler, and one of his assessments was that the complaint seemed surprisingly personal relative to other lawsuits that he's gone through.
Yeah, that does seem it does seem particularly galling in that regard. And again, I don't. At the end of the time, when somebody tells me, I remember it's not personal. That's kind of like when you better look for your wallet and stuff. So I don't have any insights as to why. Again, I read through the document and it reads like the Chris and Brad show, and like why that has a place in public policy is beyond me. That is not my concept of how regulatory organizations work. It has been a little bit different the last 4 years. There has been a lot of personalization in terms of how the organs of government are used to even settle personal scores. But I don't have any understanding as to like why there's such a heavy personal element in this filing either.
I feel like we've outlined maybe the potential positive outcome, right, as an opportunity to provide real clarity finally and provide the industry sort of this path forward.
So listen to this.
What's sort of the worst case scenario here, right? If the SEC gets what it wants, if XRP is labeled as a security,
Hey, baby girl.
If Ripple is duly punished, what's sort of the worst case scenario? What do you see as the fallout? Is it really possible that Ripple sort of moves its HQ out of the US and operates elsewhere? And how does the rest of the industry respond to that?
Well, the worst case is just a continuation of the SEC behaving the way it has, where it does not issue clear rules. It basically takes a Tony Soprano approach where we take down anybody that challenges our authority. It's really not about the rules or the principles. It's just about who's the boss of who. And that this malaise spreads from Ripple to many of the other companies and all the other innovators, investors, consumers that have been tried to basically create new forms of currency, new forms of tokens that achieve different kinds of value. Whether it's Brave trying to create a token, it creates a new way of exchanging value between users of browsers and content creators, or Filecoin, or like Nodal, it's creating tokens for basically having monitoring of the Internet of Things, like all these different innovations. If they're all forced to operate under a cloud where whatever they create is perceived as something that's too complicated for a normal person to understand, and therefore they have to be under the burden of being public company regulation and disclosure. What that means is the only people that have permission to innovate are companies big enough to meet public company disclosures, which essentially slams the door on any innovation by anyone other than large corporations. It's a world of innovation by permission only. That would be a terrible outcome here, or that would mean that innovation has to leave the United States and can't involve Americans holding and using those instruments. And so it's really hard to imagine a type of innovation where something works everywhere but in the US, because if an American touches it, the long arm of the law, just like it happened with Telegram, means that even if you're not an American company, which Telegram was not, those founders would forever have to worry that when they got onto or off of an airplane, someone was going to yank them off that plane and extradite them to the United States to face, securities violations and stuff. So if that's the game that's at play here, the extraterritoriality of the United States, where we can make our rules apply anywhere else in the world, but of course nobody else's rules can apply here in America, that vision of America, that sort of arrogant vision that we can actually force everyone else to play by our rules and we don't have to play by theirs, that's a problem. I mean, that was one thing when America was so powerful economically and militarily.
And I think he really, really speaks the truth there. Number one, he says innovation by permission, right? Innovation by permission. And I think that's the challenge that we've had going forward, and it's been this way for a while. But, this, again, this power struggle, like he said, it's a problem. And extraterritoriality of the United States, that's something that we talked about on the channel a couple of days ago when we talked about the economics, the confessions of an economic hitman. Right. And he speaks the truth when he says that's a problem. That is a problem. That's a big time problem. And so, but again, I love because he's just kind of speaking the truth, and we got to figure something out. And yes, I signed the petition. And the next thing is we got to get that letter out from Lisa. So if you haven't seen that letter, you can get on Twitter, you can get on Brad Kimes' Twitter, Backup Riley, or you can go to his YouTube channel. And that letter that you can send to your congressperson, you can do that as well. I still need to do that. I did message the local Congress people, and I did sign that petition, but I want to do that letter as well, and maybe make it a little bit more personal. But in any case, guys, it's important to understand that we our voices do matter. And he says something in this video over and over again. I just love what he says, is that, do not just stay in bed with a cover over your head because you're in fear of something might happen. Right. And I think also don't do that because you think what you do, if you do take the cover over your head off your head and you go out into the real world and you decide to stand up for something and you decide to do something, that it won't matter. And that's just not the case. It does really, really matter. Home-based income 101. Where do you find the letter? Let me get it. Well, no, I can't do that. It is on at Backup Bradley on Twitter, or you can go to Digital Perspectives on YouTube, his last video, under the comments section. It will be both the petition and it will be that letter that you can send to your congresspeople as well. So yeah, algos of 44 and a half cents. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. It's going on for sure. And so, all right, everybody in the world is and I love this is what he said too. Everyone in the world, these particular regulators, if you will, they have this concept of everybody in the world is an orphan or a widow and can't go out and deal in the world, in the real world without them. Without them, right? Everyone in the world is an orphan or a widow and can't deal in the real world without them. That was kind of the whole premise of the whole accredited investor thing, as this thing that how they were looking out for us. Oh, no. And he just says that, look, what they're basically saying is that you and I can't make a decision for ourselves. The difference between having stock, if you will, and shares in a company like Ripple or holding XRP, you don't know. Oh, no, we got to protect you, right? And guys, I encourage you to watch this video from beginning to end to really get the big picture of what's really going on. Oh, you listen to District Perspective all the time. I love to hear that. I love the way he lays things out. I really do. Home-based income 101. Right? And so you're welcome. Pfizer's in the building. I think that there's an effort to try to keep the XRP price as stable and or low as humanly possible until when moon. I think it's always been that way. I think personally, Pfizer, I've always believed that the powers that be know the potential of Ripple and they know what it is going to do. But this is also something that falls very much in line with what happened in 2017, where XRP was the last to move in the bull run. I just watched DIY Investing. He put out on Twitter as well. He bought a Bitcoin's worth of XRP, right? Like 30-something thousand worth of XRP today or earlier today. Yeah, he put a whole BTC in. So somewhere between 31 and 33,000, he just made that move and made the purchase, right? So interesting stuff, right? But he's going charts, right? He's saying charts and he's not believing the whole SEC stuff. He's not scared, right? Do you want to buy a coin which is down 94% compared with all-time high? So that is ultimately really the deal. And I do love that. Guys, watch this video. It's on the Global ID channel. And I think it's just Global ID, not the Global ID. Greg Kidd, you can put the search in YouTube and check it out. It is definitely worth your time because, again, he lays out the real deal. And I just absolutely love that. What did he say here? There to help, but reality to just take a cut. Oh, this is really powerful. He says that they're here to help, but in reality, they're just there to take a cut. He calls it the Tony Soprano shakedown. This is all in reference to the SEC. The Tony Soprano shakedown. We're here to help, but ultimately they're just there to take a cut. Those are his words, not mine. But I gotta tell you, wow, he didn't hold any punches, right? And it's just something to really, really, really think about. And for me, it made me more confident in XRP and the company Ripple than ever. I mean, it really, really, really did. Because again, this is now another regulator significantly questioning the actions by the SEC. Think about that. So significantly questioning the actions of another regulator. First, it was the Grunfest guy, right? Former SEC chairman. Now it's this, you got Greg Kidd, who was a former regulator. I mean, this just doesn't bode well at all for the SEC. And I just think that everyone and their brother sees it. And I believe the federal judge is going to see it. And if anything goes to a trial and jury, which I don't think that it will, they're going to see it. Who knows what and if Congress is going to do, if anything, I don't know. But when you get your peers, if you will, criticizing, that's a problem. Guys, we got the legendary says we got 30,000. We need 100,000 to sign that thing. So just definitely get the word out about signing that petition for sure. I did catch John Deaton on the chain yesterday, Rasheem. I did indeed. It was interesting. I didn't watch very much of it, but it was interesting to kind of hear some of his stuff. So yeah, and so Jungle Ink. I promised I would say a little about Jungle Ink's video today. He really kind of laid out something. This is interesting. Some thoughts is that ultimately, what could come is right. Just changing the business of your MO, if you will. I don't know if Ripple will agree to that. We'll see. But basically not selling to somewhere where there's a chance that somewhere would sell it to retail investors. I don't know if Ripple will buy off on that. I don't know if these particular places have enough XRP already. I don't know. Maybe they do. I don't know. But that's just a suggestion. Greg Kidd did suggest that, kind of the disclosures of what you're doing will probably get changed, right? So, maybe something like that. I don't think that the SEC really wants a lengthy lawsuit. I don't think they do. Because it's just going to be a bad name. The more, I think it's going to be a stain on what they're doing, not highlighting them in favor. I just don't think so. I really, really don't. And I believe that our actions with our local Congress people is huge because it'll open their eyes to what's going on. And who knows? You never know if the SEC will get called to the carpet, just like Clayton was at one time. So, next thing you know, there's a congressional hearing with the SEC. And so it's important that we do reach out, find that letter on Twitter. I think her name is Lisa Lang, I believe, is the one who put it together. But I know DAI and Brad Kimes have mentioned it. I believe Mr. B has as well, Mr. B XRP. So find the letter, take the time, guys, to get that to your local congressperson. Also on DAI's channel, that's pretty easy to find, but how you can find your local representative, you can get their email. You can also get and check them out on Twitter, see if they're on Twitter. That's what I did. I reached out to mine on Twitter. I signed a petition as well. Now I'm looking to get that letter sent out as well. Anything concerning the government is a big stain, right? Well, and I just think that for me, I don't think it's going to look good on the SEC. And when you get another regulator saying that it's really not about protecting us, it's about taking their cut, 1.3 billion, taking their cut and kind of bragging about, they can go out and do these enforcement stuff. It's not costing the taxpayers anything, and they get to keep their cut. I just think that enough of us need to speak up about that. I know Crypto Eddie has been really, really big in calling out the SEC and, what is apparent, an abuse of power and just a lack of concern for looking out for us. And like Greg Kidd says, they're going to be called on their mission statement. And that's going to be a big thing. You say you're here to protect the people, but you caused a $50 billion loss for individual investors. So that mission statement is going to be called into question, I believe, as well. And again, if they do this trial by jury, which I don't know if I don't think it's going to get to that. But, the jury is going to be made up of people like you and I, who are going to obviously recognize what happened with the SEC and how just nasty it was. And another thing that I thought Greg said that I thought was really, really interesting. It's about it being personal. How a lot of people felt as though this was a personal attack, and Greg said it was. That lawsuit became not a lawsuit, but the Chris and Brad show. that it was about Chris and Brad and not ultimately looking out for the people, which is what the SEC is supposed to be doing, is looking out for the people. Yes, Mark, we saw that, my friend. We saw that. That's a great point, bro, XRP. That could be. And I don't know. I know we feel like we got so many regulators and none of them talk to each other and communicate with each other. And that's a problem. What's going on, XRP Joe? Good to see you. Good to see you in the stream tonight, bro. I be pressing. Oh, I like that. Dean H, no, I did not convert any XRP to ETH. I did not do that. If anything, I'm going to be rebalancing the alts that we have into ETH and some of the rest of the alts that we have into XRP. That's just what I'm planning on doing. It's not financial advice, right? This is just me kind of sharing my journey in the digital asset space. Make sure that you guys take your own time, your due diligence to make your own moves in this space, because it's very, very risky. Oh, yeah, we did take a look at that, Mark, too. We covered that earlier on the channel from straight off the OCC, my friend. Aaron H, the Tether thing is going to be the real deal. Yep. That's going to be the real thing for sure, guys. That is going to be the real thing. Yeah, William Leather, good to see you, bro. It's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen. My only concern or question is what is Ripple, the company, ultimately looking to get out of it, right? What are they ultimately looking to get? That's the thing. Because if that's the thing, right? Do they just want to get out of court and move on, or are they ultimately looking to get some clarity, right? Because the clarity might take long. Clarity might take some while, right? The petition would not accept your email address. That's interesting, Holly Molly. Right. So my thing is, what is Ripple looking to get out of this? Brad and Chris were offered individual settlements, and they both declined the settlement. So I'm wondering what did that look like, right? What did that ultimately look like in terms of a settlement? It probably was insulting. Right. What did that, what is Ripple looking to get out of this? I mean, do they want to just end the lawsuit quickly? Do they want to get clarity, regulatory clarity? How does that look? Is that something that can be accomplished quickly? That's the challenge, right? That is definitely the challenge. That's the thing we have to look at. XRP is 23.5 cents right now. In the midst of all this, is still, over almost 24, 25 cents is interesting. But what are they looking to get, and how long is that going to take? That's going to be the challenge in terms of this bull run and XRP, right? I think it's coming sooner than most realize. I hope you're right, IB Preston. I hope you're right. I hope that you are right for sure. So that's the question, really. That's the $64 trillion question. What is Ripple looking to get? I mean, from this lawsuit, because they've been calling for regulatory clarity for a while. And if the judge decides to do something, is that going to be enough for Ripple in terms of clarity, right? Is it going to be enough? Is he going to say, I agree with FinCEN, right? And, it feels like, XRP has been used as a currency. Like, what's that ruling going to say? Because I think Ripple does want clarity. Yeah, right. And you heard Greg Kidd. If you haven't already, Greg Kidd says that they've been operating XRP as a currency from day one. That's the way they've always treated it, and that's the way they've been using it. Bye. Where are you going? Okay. Settlement of offer could be they wanted Ripple to stop selling XRP into exchanges and institutions in the United States. Seems nuts and far-fetched. It really does. And I know Jungle Inc. spoke to that earlier today in his video, Rasheem. For me, I don't think that's plausible for Ripple. I just don't think that's plausible. In the back of my mind, I'm still puzzled by why did 2 or 3 people from the Department of Justice leave the Department of Justice and go work at Ripple. That to me is still a pressing question. Like, why are they there? Why did they come from the Department of Justice? That's the thing, right? Oh, be careful, TJ Jackson. You're in the airport traveling, are you? Right. So that's the thing. Ultimately, what's up with the Department of Justice people working at Ripple? What is that about? Is that ultimately about the escrow? I don't know. I really don't know. And I just think, and I agree with you, Aaron H. I think XRP is going to be the first one to have kind of that regulatory clarity. I don't think BTC and ETH really do. I just think that the powers that be are more comfortable with BTC and ETH because they have it in their portfolio. And obviously they're not saying it, but they do have it. And I think the powers that be are threatened by Ripple and its technology. That's what I ultimately believe. And are trying to slow it down by way of that dude, Clayton. Ultimately, that's kind of what it is, right? So I am telling it exactly how it is, John Hill. You're not listening, my friend. You're not listening, right? So ultimately, that is the deal, right? And so once you understand that, right? Once you understand, right? Really listen to what Greg Kidd is saying in that video, right? If you really listen to that, right? It's very, very telling. Again, it's from a former regulator's perspective. And I'm leaning more towards a settlement than something that's going to be long drawn out. And I think that I don't know. I just don't feel like it's going to bode well for the SEC because you got people, again, former SEC chairman speaking out about the SEC's moves. That's not good. That will get called out. That will be said on CNN and said on CNBC and said on MSNBC. I really, really do believe that. That's going to get big, right? So I don't think it's looking good. And I don't think the SEC wants to kind of go through that. What's the word? I don't think they want to go through that scrutiny like that, right? Because this is going to be a public thing. You know what I mean? This is really going to be a public thing. And so I don't think that the SEC, again, if you didn't have former chairmen and other regulators, and you didn't have former SEC enforcement people saying XRP is not a security in their view, if you didn't have all of that, then maybe the SEC wouldn't mind a long drawn out thing. But that's not the case. Former SEC enforcement people, to me, XRP is not a security. Chris Giancarlo, former head of the CFTC, yeah, XRP is not a security. Tom Emmer, yeah, it's not a security. Then you got former SEC chairman saying, I don't understand this move by the SEC and Clayton. his former peers, right? It was Mr. Grunfest. He's speaking out against his former peers, right? Right? Again, this is the kind of stuff that the news people like, right? Right? This is the kind of stuff that mainstream media likes. Wait a minute, he's got a former SEC chairman calling out his own peers, saying that this lawsuit doesn't make sense and it's just not how they should be doing things, right? And I don't think that the SEC wants the scrutiny. I really don't. I just don't think that they want that. But we'll see. What's going on, DH? Good to see you, bro. We did cover that earlier in the stream. So that's for me, that says neither parties want a long, a year or so deal. I don't think either one wants that. My question is Ripple going to get what they want? I don't think they are in any way at all worried about XRP being deemed security, but I think that they want, right? I think that they want clarity, and a settlement might not give it clarity. The judge does these little intermediate rulings, if you will, and maybe you get a couple of those in favor of Ripple, and maybe that settlement will say something about it's a currency, or whatever. That's my thing. In terms of when I say it's my thing, it's like, am I going to have a bull run with XRP or am I not? And if Ripple isn't going to get the clarity that they want, it may have to go further and possibly not get the bull run. Thank you, Crypto Occultist. I appreciate that, my friend. I appreciate you checking in tonight, brother. Yeah, that's not that, John. That's a very typical thing in over the counter. Very, very, very typical. Discounts and the sale of something over the counter is typical. It's normal business. A very successful platform in the lending space does the same thing, right? And they actually at one time they offered it to individual investors. They offered a discount on their token to just regular people. Discount, right? So that's a normal thing. Christian Bewley, how are you? Good to see you in the stream. Michael Cummings, Huddle Strong. See you guys in the moon. Indeed. What's going on, Jimmy Bags? So that's kind of the deal there, guys. Check out that video. I encourage you to go to Global ID. Yep, just one word, Global ID, episode 1, the SEC's crypto turf war and why XRP isn't a security. I encourage you to, strongly encourage you to listen to that from beginning to end, especially beginning to minute 49. It'll really open your eyes to some things. And this is a guy, again, that's been around and is a former regulator. It's really, really important. I think it'll help to strengthen your resolve moving forward. And so ultimately, this is one of those cases where diversification ends up being not a bad thing, right? Who would have ever thought that this would happen? Because you remember on this channel for months and months and months, we talked about diversifying. We shared our story on how we kept going back and forth with whether we should diversify into other digital assets or just focus head on XRP. And we went back and forth on that, literally buying different alts, then cashing them back in and put it in XRP and then diversifying again. We went back and forth with that. And ultimately we decided, let's hit a mile marker, right? Let's hit that. Let's set a big high mark for XRP. And once we hit that, then diversify. And so that's ultimately what we ended up doing. And, thank God we had enough time to ultimately do both things. But who would ever thought, right? And one of the big challenges right now is there's tons of people who did not diversify. And they just have one digital asset. It may be the greatest digital asset ever created, but they only have the one. They only have XRP, and this hit them, right? And so it's going to be tough to see all the other digital assets doing some things, making some people money, and they don't have that shot, right? I hear you, Legendary. Good for you, bro. Got some of that theta. I didn't get any. Blockchain got some too. Eagle Blockchain Monkeys got some as well. I think this dude, he said something about running a node or something. So he must have a nice amount. I'm happy for you, Legendary. Yeah, I mean, and it makes sense, John, that they would do that, right? Because it's the biggest, it's the most popular, the most successful, got tons of money and, big time lawyers and the whole 9 yards. So it makes sense that they would. Ultimately, I do believe that it can bring regulatory clarity. I'm hoping, obviously, we're all hoping that it doesn't get drawn out, right? Hopefully, it doesn't get drawn out. And we shall see. I think it's hard to say. I don't know if Congress gets involved in this or not. I really don't. I guess we'll see. I don't know. Yeah, and that's the problem. Any ICO could get a call from the SEC, and that's the challenge. And that's the big difference between what Ripple did and an ICO. And this is something that Ripple is obviously stating as well. We're not an ICO, and we've been working with and talking with you guys from day one, pretty much from 2013. Of course they do, right? EOS lost the lawsuit, right? Ken or Kick Token lost the lawsuit. They still continue to do what they're doing today. So I don't see any reason why Ripple would not be able to do the same thing. Surama, I hope I'm saying that right. Surama, right? John Hill says, I just got burned. I got burned with Ken. Odds are it will drag out, right? So that's the challenge. And if you're just an XRP, and if this thing does get drawn out, that's a challenge, right? So we shall soon see how it goes. My thing right now, I don't think either one wants it to be drawn out, even though, they can, the SEC said we want to draft a trial jury and all that other stuff. I don't think that they do. Because again, right now the sentiment is not in their favor. In fact, what it is the scrutiny is on their side, and they're getting called out. And I'm waiting for more people to call them out. I really am. Philip Wan, you don't think they're going to do anything until the Ripple thing is settled? Interesting. Philip Wan says, so to say that none of the alts are going to really skyrocket until the Ripple case is settled. This will quicken regulations, further delay it, because that's exactly what the IRS and government want. I hear you, my friend. That's an interesting thought. We shall soon see, because this, the market is starting to move. The market cap is really, really getting up there, close to 1 trillion. And I just think once that 1 trillion mark happens, wow. That's going to be on mainstream media as well. No worries, Philip. No worry. That's going to be in mainstream media as well, right? Right. And so, I'm planning on a pullback in BTC. I'm planning on it, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right, guys. Listen, I got to wrap up. I've been going over an hour now. Thanks again for putting up with my the beginning part of that video there. Again, I'll put my email for the channel in the stream if you have any questions. About the product launch, just let me know. I can answer them there off the channel for sure. Via email, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out tonight. It's been a really, really cool hang. For sale, I appreciate you being here. Philip Wan, Mark Du, I appreciate you guys hanging out today. TJ Jackson, have a safe flight. Chrissy Fowles, thanks for being here, miss. Some interesting news coming out from the OCC. I'm sure there'll be some more talk and discussion about what is going on there. Daniel Smith, IB Preston, Sarama, Aaron H., thanks so much for hanging out tonight. Bless Cruz, appreciate you being here. Jimmy Bags, thanks for hanging out. John Hill, appreciate you being here, my friend. Flo is in the building. Legendary, as always, appreciate you, brother. Daniel Smith, I said that. I appreciate all you guys being here. Guys, listen, I'm going to wrap up the stream. Never, ever forget this, guys. Old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather we remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating, or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know, that the battle for you has already been fought, and the victory is yours. Go get it. I'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya. Bye.